Let's see what happens. I don't know if I'm live or not. Yes, it says. So, hello, 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 and welcome to GQuat Traditions. It says that I'm live, so let's see. Live hat. So, I will wait for everybody to come in. Yay! Tampa, the crafty queen. We did it. We did it. You can teach old folks new tricks. They say that the third time is the charm. So, welcome our treasured home. What did I see you doing, Nancy? Oh, you were showing all your gifts that you've started for Christmas, including your pillows. Your pillows. I didn't want to start too many new things on the new format. You see, I'm going live from YouTube Studio, but it was like, I don't feel like learning too many new things. I just took my Cricut machine out, but I will wait until some more people come in. And thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the hearts and thank you for the love. And I finally figured out all the steps to go live by myself without calling my sweet unbiased LLC, without calling Dolores and infringing on them. And they've been so kind and so generous. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Unbiased LLC. Look what your nanny did. She did it. She did it. You understand that it is a learning curve going live, and each venue is different. The cameras are different, but I would like to thank the 5 of you who are in here for the 5 thumbs up. Denzel Cooper, my new nephew, thank you for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. I would like to thank those of you in the bushes. Of course, the moderators. Without you, there would be no live. There would be no channel live. It was because of the moderators that I was able to go live and start doing things myself. I'm looking at this big picture. I actually like this without all those little things from, other venues. Sissy, Joanne Stevens, hello, hello, hello. So I have been out this morning, you guys. Oh, wait, did I forgot to welcome the people who will see this on the replay. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Psalm 146, good God's glorious afternoon. I thought about you, Psalm. I was going through seeds and trying to figure out what I'm going to do for winter. It's not going to be a lot in for my fall garden. It was 46 degrees this morning here in Connecticut, 6B today. 46 degrees. I sat outside this morning. Once a month, I go shopping with one of my neighbors, and we take the handicap bus for seniors where there's the little lift, and you can push your cart up there. You don't have to walk, climb steps, none of that. So we went shopping this morning and got a few things. And nope, I got only the things on my list. And one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to start a new series. It'll still be on this channel. And what I'm going to do is living on a budget. So many seniors are on a budget. So many people are struggling. People are displaced, homeless. And I'm going to do a challenge where you live on $30 a week for shopping. $30 a week, and we are going to eat well and live well. And I will be tearing that kitchen up. So I have made a list. I was trying to decide whether to wait until the first of the month, but no, because if you do $30 a week from now until like almost Thanksgiving, you will have a nice Thanksgiving budget. And if you have anything extra, you can put it aside. You can put it aside. So, how do you guys like this big screen? It's like you can see the whole thing is a screen, not just something set inside a frame. It's been colder than a penguin nose, a witch's left one. You'll be waiting for the next care package. Auntie Joanne says, oh, she means cooking. Oh, so see, I bought some dried cherries today. Lots of beans. There'll be lots of beans on the menu. I got the dried cherries and walnuts because I will be doing some baking. Doing some baking. And now it is cool enough that I can make baked goods and put them in the mail. Oh my goodness, you guys. I send stuff to Arizona a lot. Well, quite often. And in the wintertime, I bake. Who in the world? The devil was busy one day and I was shopping. I had too much food and I had these frozen meats. I decided, oh, Unbiased got her little package today. If you haven't opened it yet, I don't think I don't think I can share the live in this format. I'll probably go to one of the streaming services, but not yet. I'm sick of them. You said yes, he was. That is funny. You guys are funny. So I have been busy, busy, busy getting ready for Christmas. Oh, I was telling you about when I sent the package to Arizona with the meat in it. Hey, crafty Leo. I was in those bushes resting my glaucoma eyes. I seen you. I seen you in there making those pillows. Those are so, so cute. I will be sublimating, imprinting, and doing things. And that's just it. I decided to use the equipment that I have, to use what I have, and not branch out into anything else. I have so many balls in the air. Auntie Joanne said the devil. That's what it smelled like. The devil died and didn't come up for air. Mike's Chaotic Gardening. Thank you for coming. Thank you each and every one of you. So, oh, they're saying hello, Crafty Leo. So, let's talk about what we will be doing. And since I'm in YouTube, I should be able to just see what's going on and be on the same time frame as you guys. Let's see what happens. See if the channel that I see on my screen is the same as. Oh, and yes, by the way, you guys, if the commercials come on, please watch them. They help the channel to grow monetarily. I am monetized, but more importantly, it gives me a few extra dollars to mail packages. Like I live on a fixed income. I'm not crying. I'm not crying, but it gives me. I spent $208 on mail this month on sending packages out, but it allows me to do things for others, for seniors, for disabled people, for children, and it allows me to have the comfort of doing things for my family as well. My great granddaughter just got her first apartment, and I've got all kinds of stuff piled up for this child for her new apartment. I remember when I got my first apartment, or even when I started junior high school, and my junior high school was around the corner from my maternal grandmother's apartment. She worked all the time. She worked in Stanford Hospital on the children's ward for like 40 years, something like that. And she was a CNA, but she used to train the nurses that came on, the younger people, because she didn't go to college or have like an RN license. She was a licensed CNA. And all the children, everybody loved her, Miss Grandma Nini. And she would give me like a little extra quarter in junior high school to go to the corner store and get something and tell me, so I plan on doing the same thing for Simone. So let's get started. For those of you who are new, this channel stands for GQuat Garden, Quilt, and Art Traditions. I see it doesn't have that little thingy in the corner that used to. There might be a way to do it. I haven't figured it out yet. And we are a multi-generational channel. I am the chief spokesperson, but I represent 8 generations of family that I have learned things from. Psalm says, blessings everyone. She's dipping into the bushes. Mr. Bean, school bus will be here any minute. Maria Graham, thanks for coming and welcome. Tell Beans I said hi. Tell him I said hello. Auntie Ellen. And I don't know why, but children love me. Probably because I'm so silly, such a silly rabbit. And I'm not faking, that's just me. So let's talk about the G in gardening. Mike saying hi to Bean Juice. And let's talk about the G in gardening. So I'm going to see if I can pull this down on my little lap. I try not to wear bright colors in my clothing, so that I like to wear black because whatever I'm doing I can use as myself as a frame. But I picked some green tomatoes last week because I knew it was going to get cold. And well, first, I'll tell you about this bowl. This bowl I made when I first started therapy after I woke up from some health issues. Marie Graham says, "Nice glasses." Thank you. These are my good eyeglasses, Maria. I don't wear them because they're heavy on my face. They look like super coolers, but I like that they frame around my eyes. My daughter even said, I complain every time I get a pair of new glasses. And my optician said, "Oh, Miss Pankey, you always say that. I hate my glasses." I did hate them after I got them because they just seemed like big, super cool coolers, Coca-Cola lenses, but they weren't. So this is a little gift one of my neighbors gave me for Hershey. I'm not giving it to Hershey. I just cleaned out his toy box and I took a a huge bag of toys out to share with others, trying to see the garden stuff. You're trying to see garden stuff. So, this I'm going to give Simone because I heard she has a cat. I'm allergic to cats. But Simone is getting this for her gato. And of course, I got her son, Rylan, a book about cats so that he can talk about them and do little, little, little activities with and about the story of cats. So I'm going to put this down on my lap because the green tomatoes that I got, and I was supposed to be making fried green tomatoes, guess what happened? They're not green anymore. They weren't even blushing. I didn't think they could turn red, but they are turning red. So I just might as well let them ripen, ripen, ripen. I had the best BLT for lunch. Yes, I know the new people can't see my face. It's not a technical glitch. It's because this is heavy and I want you to see it on my lap. So I was telling you after I woke up from a coma and I was going to therapy, and I took a ceramics class at the senior center. My mother and I, mommy used to drive me there every every time I wanted to go, like 2 or 3 days a week. And Miss Shirley saying, "Hello, GQuat Traditions. No, your package isn't in the mail, Miss Shirley. I haven't been to the post office." Yes, I made this bowl, and I'll show you what's in it first. It's very heavy. It's very heavy ceramic, and it's what's called a slump bowl. You know how you make a pie crust and you just turn it under? So that's what I did on the bowl, and I turned it under. Whoops. Wouldn't be alive if I didn't drop anything. It was a green tomato. So it's very heavy, very crude, but I love it. I love it, and it stays cool, and the fruit stays cool in it. What else I have in this bowl, I want to show you. I harvested it, I think just yesterday. It still has the dirt on it. I think it was supposed to be a butternut squash, some other type of squash, but the little tendril was dead. And hello, mother. Maria Graham is saying hi, mom. Me too. Miss Shirley saying hi, mother. So I don't know what kind it is, but we gonna eat him. We're gonna eat him. I think it might not be like all the way something something, but whatever it is, we grew it. That's our own dirt. It's not going to be a recall. Nobody did anything foul to it in the fields, and it's our food. I'm so proud of it. So I'm saving my gardening time. I didn't do my garlic yet, but I will. And I want to do the WIG grow off. I gave the rest of y'all a chance to win last year, but I'm coming back in the race this year. It'll probably be like the first of the year. So I'm resting up. But I want to show you what else I harvested. I had some green bell peppers that were really big, really hard, really large, grown here in Connecticut 6B. This is actually the leg to the tripod that I should be using. The WIG 2024 champ, yes, coming in heavy. That's what they say with airplanes when they're coming fully loaded. Darth X in the bushes. You have garden tasks to do because it's sunny today, no rain. Welcome, 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 Darth. So, what is in this bowl? I was using this bowl to harvest all of these all of these bell pepper seeds. I shouldn't have them in here because this is, what is this? Oh, some mullein that I was drying out. I just put them on this little bowl because it was dry. But, I feel like T Nog says, she'll reveal herself. But I see all these tiny little seeds in here. So it might have something else. But I dropped two of these pepper seeds in my arrow garden. But what I want to show you is this. These are echinacea flowers. I'm going to put them in a separate bowl because I'm going to, actually, some of the seeds fell out. I can see them because they're not as long as like marigold seeds. Oh, they're all mixed up in here. I should just broadcast those out there. I have two tin raised beds that are really nice. I haven't put anything in them yet, but I want to show those of you who have never harvested echinacea seeds. Oh, I'm going to see the family this weekend. Here's Ryland's little book about the first book of Meow. So I will be taking it to him on Sunday when I go see mom. So I will put these seeds aside. Why? Because I'm famous for dropping things. My mother says, "You're so clumsy." It's mostly neuropathy, but just do a mystery planting. Yes, and let it be what it is. Oh, I'm so glad I was able to start on time, you guys, because the last 2 weeks I was stressed out because I don't like to be late. People will tell you I will go early. I was out there for the handicap bus, sitting outside, 46-degree weather, on the bench waiting and waiting for my friend to come down because I don't like to be late. Daddy used to say, start ahead, you'll be on time. Be on time, you're late. And being late is unacceptable. So I was raised to always be on time. And if this is my work, whether I get paid or not, I am going to work on time. So these are like the echinacea flower in the top, and these are really, really dry. So all these little prickle things, wow, I pulled a couple of them out. I don't know if you can see them falling. So all these are a ton. Can you, oops, can you see them all? These are how you pull the echinacea seeds out. I don't have any, maybe I should just break them. Maybe they'll, oh yeah, they come out easily. So I won't sit here and spend an hour pulling them out, but I will be sharing some of these when I do my birth anniversary. I celebrate my birthday and my YouTube going live anniversary in and around November 13th, usually for a month. So look, can you see all these just from this little bit on here? So I have this one, this one, this one, and this one to harvest all the seeds. So I will be sharing. Do you see all these falling out, you guys? Look at this. Tons and tons and tons of seeds. I'll put it closer because I don't know if you can really see them. Just off this little one is easier to pull them out. But I'll show you the empty bulb and all the seeds because it's fun. Okay, let me see what you guys are saying. You harvested thousands? Wow. Yes, I would like a toothache plant. I planted one 2 years ago, but I don't know what happened. It didn't. Mystery plants galore. And you know what I would like? Some ashwagandha seeds, if anybody has any. So look at all these, all these, and plenty more to come. So I will put these over on the table as well so that I don't end up scrambling on the floor. What have I been doing this week since today's Thursday, since Saturday? Well, I've gotten my last 3 neck support pillows, my neck bone pillows, but these are not for Christmas. These pink ones are for my 2 great granddaughters. And since it has the same fabric, I like to put handles on mine. So one of them who always likes to go in my mom's room and sleep on her big old king size bed. Mommy says the passenger side of her bed, daddy's size, is her guest room. And one seed gave you thousands back. Exactly, Mike. Exactly. One of those echinacea seeds is going to make thousands. So this one is for one of my great granddaughters. This one is for one of the others. It's the same color, but look, I put handles on mine so they can carry them around, so they can hook them to their luggage if they want to, or their backpacks. And then this one, a normal one without the straps, because this person who's getting this one already has one in pink, and this one is meant to not travel around, to stay on the bed. So that's what I've done. And got have a brand new Maria Graham. You love your neck bone pillow. You're welcome. So Maria Graham got one for. I will be sending out. I will be sending out gifts for my moderators, and for Maria Graham donated a quilt for my 2K giveaway. So I wanted to give her something. So I sent her one. I sent her one. And so let's talk about, we talked about the G in gardening. So art, things of one of the components of art is not just physical stuff. It's writing, it's storytelling. And I would like to tell you guys a story. One that I will tell Rylan. So I've got lint all over my black pants. One that I will tell Rylan because what I want to talk to you guys about is thank you. Two of the words, Miss Shirley says, "Hello, everyone." She's working in the yard and listening. And by the way, you guys, those of you who are content creators, put an exclamation mark GQUAT for GQuat in the chat, and it will drop your channel. And I have it set so that you can't type in more than 60 every 60 seconds. You can type in. That must be what another subscriber was saying when she came in, and Nightbot said she was typing too fast. She must have been speed typing and put a lot of stuff. No, no, it needs to go slow enough that a 76-year-old can read it and keep up with the chat. So that's what I did. My house, my rules. My house, my rules. So I want to talk to you guys about thank you. So many of you put your blood, sweat, and tears into making a channel, trying to share what you know, trying to help others. And then people say rude things in the chat, or they're disrespectful. And very few people say thank you. I'm fortunate. I'm blessed. You guys always say thank you. You guys always say thank you. And have a little book. It's called Thank You Bear, and it's by Greg Foley. And it is a book for me to read to Rylan and say what's in Bear's little box. Children will enjoy guessing as one by one Bear's animal friends peer inside. A delightful mystery for the child in all of us. So we wonder what's in the soil, right? We wonder what's going to come up. We wonder what we planted, if and when and whatever. So this book is about Thank You Bear. It's for educational purposes, not trying to infringe on anybody's right to all their constitutional rights in the preamble, to we the people of the United States. None of that. None of that. So this book is for anyone who ever thought they had something great. Like your channel? How about that? How about that? So here is, I'll put it down a little bit, then I won't even have to hold it up. There is Mr. Bear. Mr. Bear. This is just a few pages. It's really funny. Early one morning, a little bear found a box. Oh, there's a cute little box. Isn't it, Rylan? Rylan is 4 years old. He's my great great grandson, and he can write his name. He knows his numbers, colors, all that. He looked inside and said, "Why, it is the greatest thing ever. Mouse will love it." Don't we think we're doing something great for people sometimes, and we bring it to them? On his way to find Mouse, he showed it to the monkey. Monkey said, "That's not so great. Don't people do that in our chat? You going to give the baby a solo cup with soil in the seed?" Yes, we've done that. We've done that, and he's going to do it in him and his mommy's new apartment. You have a great YouTube family. You do. Thank you. So, Bean Pie might like to hear this story too. Wellness with Frugal Mama. Hello, hello, hello. I saw you this morning. I think of you when I'm cheating on my exercise bike. So, Monkey said, "That's not so great." Don't people tell us that all the time? He showed it to the fox. Fox said, "You're holding it the wrong way." Don't we get don't we get comments like that on our channel? No matter what we do, somebody got something to say. It's not always so nice. So he showed it to the elephant. The elephant said, "I think it's too small. I think it's too small." Everybody thinks something. Everybody got another way to do something. So he showed it to the squirrel. Mike's Chaotic Gardening has red squirrels and other things in his garden. Squirrel said, "It would be much better if you gave it to me." Folks that don't even speak to you will write to you and ask you for seeds, ask you to send them something. Can you give me, lend me, send me? You know it's true. You know it's true. These books, I'm trying to teach him at a young age about life. He tried to show it to the bunny, but Bunny said, "I don't have time to look at it right now. I'm in my garden. But I got you on TV. I'm listening." No, I'm just teasing you guys. But we all have something else to do. We have something to do. Mike is holding the squirrel. The squirrels are upside down on the feeder trying to fill his stuff. So the little bear stopped. He wondered whether it was so great at all. We get so excited. Something bloomed, something grew. We're so excited. We got something, a new plant from the store, from Baker Creek, from somewhere, and nobody cares. Uh, Our YouTube family usually does, more than our own family sometimes. So let me see. Is this a double page? Yep, it's a double page. So while he was wondering, Mouse came along and asked Bear, "What do you have?" That's our gardening friends, is equated to Mouse. So he put the box on the ground and showed it to Mouse. Mouse looked at it this way and that. You know how we have a plant and we're wondering what it is in the garden, and we show it to our gardening community. Then Mouse crawled inside the empty box and said, "It's the greatest thing ever." And that's what you guys do. You know, the little echinacea seeds. And he says, "Thank you, Bear." You know, one little thank you can make somebody's day. One little thank you. So, you guys, I say that to say, let us to remember to say thank you. All he wanted was that box to be filled with peanuts. Yeah, and Mike Squirrel to go in and take them. To go in and take them. So, that's the book for Rylan. This is a little toy for their kitten, cat. I don't know what it is. I don't even know the cat's name. Simone knows I'm allergic to them. I don't do cats, but if they do them, it's fine. I've owned cats because when I had horses, he's going to love that book. And of course, Nana's going to be doing all the facial gestures and being silly, and Ryan is going to love it. Unbiased said hello to everybody she missed. She's working. Yeah, say, hey, it's good to have work. It's good to have work. So now we are going to get to the art part of garden, quilt, and art traditions. You know, it got cool out, you guys. For those of you who didn't see Unbiased on her Tuesday show, she was embroidering a pair of jeans. I like upcycling denim a lot, a lot, a lot. And I took out my jean vest because I appliqued her elephant that she gave me on it, and I'm decorating it. I will show you guys. Mike will have squirrels eating bird food on the back porch. He'll have squirrels eating out of his hand. One of my neighbors that used to walk Mr. Hershey when I couldn't walk to the park, he would feed the chipmunks and the squirrels. Squirrels were the menace to my garden, but Mr. Bill would go out and feed his squirrels every day. He bought feed for the birds, the squirrels, everything, seeds. So I'm going to show you guys some of my quilts. We'll do a little bit of show and tell here because it's getting cool out and it's time for quilts and you have time to make some quilts. These are not quilts that are in use as far as being physical because these are quilts that are reserved for when I enter them in shows. This one is called Thundering Hot Tomahawks, made by Ellen Pankey in 2020. I actually made it earlier when I was in North Carolina, but that's when I finally finished it and put the label on it. And it's 30 by 30 inches and it's an art quilt. So this is the back of it. This was some Native American fabric, and I have a hanging sleeve on it. Why? Because it's meant to be shown. You feed them up front and keeps them out of your garden. That's smart. That's smart. So when I go to quilt shows, all they have to do is put the hanger in here. But what I want to show you guys who are sewing, you see that in the back? That's a mitered corner. Remember I was mitering corners? This is the front of a mitered corner. And you can't see it because it's on black, but I want to show you my hand stitches. I hand sew my binding on. You see all those little tiny quarter inch stitches? That's why when I do sell quilts, I have to get something for my time in the quilts that I sell. They're not machine sewn on. These are hand sewn and it takes a while. So here's what it looks like. And these, okay. So these are batik fabrics, and each arrow is made out of a different color fabric. And they're actually half square triangles on black. I put the red ones in the center because, thank you. Thanks, you guys. Thank you guys. And this was a challenge in my one of my quilt guilds, actually my long arm quilting group in North Carolina. I machine quilted the background on my long arm machine when I had my long arm machine. I don't have one now. Mine was manually guided. You can get them computer guided or manually guided. I taught classes in the computer setup or by hand. I like doing it by hand because when you go to a quilt show, you got extra points for the ones that you did manually. The ones that were computer done by computer, they were always perfect, but it wasn't handmade art. It wasn't handmade art. So for this challenge, I helped pass out the fabric. We cut a few, not fat quarters, fat eighths of all these different colors and gave them to the members, and they paid for this little kit. And it has Kona black fabric on it. And then they cut the triangles, and we passed out a pattern, and they laid it out in this grid. The only rule to putting it out to the grid, hey Jessica, thank you for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you. And each person did it, and then they finished it the way they want to. I took the scraps that were left over from mine, and they were only little pieces, and I pieced them together. I couldn't do it diagonally because I didn't have enough of it. So I just straight put a straight seam on when I connected them. I like to connect them on the diagonal. So all the little pieces that were left until this little piggy ate them all up and they were all gone. Joanne Stevens said you love the binding. It's scrappy and it's what I have left. I used what I had out of the entire kit. Some people used other binding or bought binding, but I used what I have. And what I was doing, the reason I got these little quilts out, because they were down low. Most of my quilts are stored up high. People are saying, hello, Jessica Menendez, and like up there. So I have held, actually, tomorrow we may be installing a new AC unit. This one, the compressor's been gone all summer, but I wouldn't do it. You like the swirly stitching over the entire quilt? Thank you. Thanks, Mike. Oh, and by the way, these blocks that I pieced live, I found some backing. I wasn't sure what I was going to put on it. So I found this. It's yucky, ugly fabric, but it's going to be on the back. But instead of unbleached muslin, it will have something on the back and it will be a table runner. And the table runner will be sent out between Thanksgiving and Christmas for the somebody. It will be gifted in a giveaway for somebody who will be setting a table or just looking at it. It could be to put pots on it or for the table. You can use it for whatever you like. The binding, my bindings for my show quilts, my exhibit quilts, I always take the time and sew them by hand. Do you have to know? They're probably more durable by sewing them on a sewing machine. And a utility quilt is one that's meant to be used, to be worn, to be on your lap, and it's quite fine. It's quite fine. Joanne Stevens says you love her table runners. Runners. Deborah Garrett says hello. So I took out some small quilts for those of you who have not seen my quilts. And I took out some little ones because I was going to take Miss Mignon down. She's been up there in the corner. You see her? That art quilt. I made her last winter. And she's adorned with a little cowrie shell in her hat and on her earrings and around her neck. But she's been up there. I've been looking at her for a year. Tired of her. Tired of her. So that's my little hanging gallery over there. And Deborah Garrett is saying hello to everyone. So this one is one of my quilts that I usually display on holidays. It could actually be put on a flagpole. Here's that ugly red fabric that I bought 167 yards of that time. So I put it on the back of here. This one also has a hanging sleeve so that like I when I exhibit my quilts in museums or call for artists, they don't have to put holes and stuff in my quilt. So this one is, let's see, where's the top of it? Where's the flagpole? Hold on, you guys, and the flag must never touch the ground. Okay, so this is the Stars and Stripes. And the name of this quilt is Home of the Brave. And freedom is not free, you guys. It is not free. Oh, I have a picture of one of my nephews with his handsome self. And he's active military. And I want to thank all of you who have served in the military and all of your families because your families served with you. I'm not going to show you his whole thing, but look at this handsome guy. That remember I told those of you who have been following me for a while, I told you the story of Matt of Matthew when he went to Santa Claus's funeral. Well, this is this guy all grown up and beefed up and with all those muscles. Yes, he does inclines with like I think he said 135 pounds, and he's real. Well, he's active military, so of course he's in shape and he trains. So back to the I'm blessed. I have such handsome guys in my family. They're so handsome. They spoil me and baby me. So this one, if you look at them real close, all the stars, and this is called a little twister. It's a special kind of a ruler, and you sew all you take all these 5-inch charm squares and you sew them together, and then you cut them on the seam and take them out. All of the fabrics, the red, the white, only the gray is the same. So all these fabrics, the whites, it's not just one color white in the background. It's like all different colors and shapes of white fabrics. So this is also one of my, can you see all the different colors in the stars? Oh, and it's machine quilted. I machine quilted this one. And this one is called Meandering Stars. And this one is real easy. I won't say real easy. My sister tells me to stop saying things are easy. This one is not extremely complicated. If you can make a 5-point star like this and just keep going, and then you just wiggle it around, that's called meandering, until you get a new space. Then you make another 5-point star. Then you go around until you get to another space. So that's called meandering stars. And even on a domestic machine, it's it's you can do it. And again, I hand stitched. I sewed my binding on the front so I could pull it towards the back and hand stitch it, and that way it's invisible. You can't see it. And I mitered the corners. I mitered the corners. So this is going to be a little mini trunk show today. A little mini trunk show because I had to get something out. I was actually looking for a little one with a pumpkin on the front where I took the I took the fabric in 2.5-inch blocks, and it was all fabrics made with food. I still will get it out. And but I'm going to put this one up. This one is called a crazy quilt. No, I won't show you that one first. Since I had these little ones on top. So here's another quilt. This one is actually a wreath. Veterans Day is coming up. So that's why I actually took some of these out. This one has a hanging sleeve, and I even sewed the hanging sleeve. When I put the hanging sleeves on, I hand sew them. See all those little stitches? All those little stitches? And that's from somebody who was legally blind and still can only see with one eye. So your depth perception is off. And I don't know why I put my good batik on the back of here. I'm looking at it, but I didn't show you the front, did I? So this is a wreath, and it's made with all red, white, and blue fabrics. Let me look on the back and see how I quilted it. Oh, this one, oh, oh, these are meandering stars as well, but smaller ones. But you can make them any size you want, any size you want, any size you want. And these are made with batiks and red, white, and blue fabrics because I when I lived in a house, I would hang them on the door on holidays. Okay. Now this is the pièce de résistance, and this is called a crazy quilt, and it's actually double-sided, and this is the back of it. You see, let me put it down. You don't need to see my little facey. So this is the back of this quilt. Well, let me see what it says. Oh, this one's called Sweet Memories Through a Window in Time. I always put the size of my quilts on it because when I put them in shows, hey, I bring it every day, Kelly. Thank you for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. I want to thank each of you who take part of your time, part of your life to come in live or in the replay. So this one is 34 inches by 34 inches. I started it in 2008. I finished it in 2012. It contains fabrics and embellishments from numerous friends and family members. And I made it when I was in North Carolina. So, showing you the back of it, you see different pieces of fabric. You see hourglass. Where are they? I just saw them down here. This was like a 9 patch down here. This was some Afrocentric fabric over here. I think these are the Malay. Oh, I forget what tribe. You see all these hourglass blocks? These were blocks that were left over after I made something else. So I just put them on the back. I just put them on the back. And a lot of quilters or people who know about quilting, first thing they want to do is look on the back of quilts. So when you go to official quilt shows, they have people standing there with gloves on, white gloves, and nobody's allowed to touch the quilts. And they'll, if you want to see the label in the back or something, they'll turn it over for you. And even this one has a hanging sleeve it's kind of cute. It matches. So this is a crazy quilt. Why is it a crazy quilt? Let me pull this back up again. It's a crazy quilt because it has all crazy fabrics in it. This has some crocheted pieces that were my grandmother's. You see where I embroidered my name on it. Pieces of lace and crochet. There's a little metal thing over here that says faith. You have faith in a mustard seed, right? It's a biblical thing. Antique fancy buttons. This is a button that my mother gave me. Everybody knows I like pearls. So these aren't real pearls. They're seed pearls. That's what they are. I sewed them on here. And most crazy quilts, this was a type of quilting in yesteryear. You know, I'm a relic. I'm an ancient relic too. And they had fans in there. They had a lot more embroidery stitches. So this has African fabric in it, batiks, modern fabrics. So in the center of each of the 4 blocks, why don't I fold it like this so I can show it to you? Because it's really a busy quilt. So there's 4 blocks, and you see the lady in the center of that block, and then there's a lady in an orange dress in the center of that block. Hey, David Corey with Crop. Thank you. Hey, David Corey, I want to swap with you. I'll swap you that piece of batik mud cloth that you liked before with some of your comfrey, and I'm gonna dry it to make some salves. So you can dry it out and send it whenever. But I sure would appreciate some of your comfrey. So we're going on to here. And the part of my mother's family is Native American. So I put her grandmother was Native American. So I put some feathers in here. This fabric was hand carried from Senegal and Gambia by somebody in my church. This is from the Mashantucket Pequot tribe, which is here in Connecticut. That's not our tribe. This was just a brooch, a pin. Was it a pin or a button? Of my grandmother's. I collect old buttons. Auntie Joanne collects old buttons too. So that's the top half of the quilt. Oh, look. Those of you who like butterflies, there's a little embroidery butterfly on there. I put a cowrie shell in the middle of here. And this has all kinds of fabric. Most fabrics have cotton. Cotton because it lasts for centuries. This one has velvet, all kinds of crazy colors, crazy trim. You see where I put the trim on? Buttons, more ladies. This lady is holding a basket above her head. This lady is in like kind of turquoise. More hand crochet, all kinds of fabric. This is Asian fabric, African fabric, and more mitered corners. It was kind of hard sewing this one because this is velvet. Duval. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So these are some of the quotes that I save to put in different different exhibits and shows. I'm going to turn this one back inside out because so that I don't lose the pins or anything on it. Now, oh, pair of earrings for one of my great granddaughters. Okay, so now I'm going to keep this here on my lap because this next quilt is big, 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 big. And doesn't even have. So this one I actually made Auntie Joanne a king size quilt. Hers is 120 inches by 120, a different pattern, and this one is called Love Knots. You see all the knots intertwine like lovers do, and I mix and match all this fabric. This fabric has dragonflies and maybe butterflies. Well, for sure, dragonflies in brown and gold. Then I found some striped fabric somewhere. I didn't buy all these together, but I combined them. Then a little turquoise border in here. Then, so I'll show you a corner or an edge to it. But I want you to see on this one was machine quilted by one of my friends by hand. For those, whoops, almost knocked my computer over. Forgot to put the pad under it. So, Dolores, thank you for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. So, Dolores, girlfriend, hope you're feeling better, but you know, one of those pink pillows over there might or might not be for you. One that I've been working on that matches your something else of yours. So this is, can you guys see all this? And it's already been pre-washed. I put cotton batting in most of mine, which makes it crinkle up. Do you see all this? This is a stitch that you guys can do on a domestic machine because it's just meandering and following squiggles, squiggles, squiggles going all the way around. And so this one only needs a binding, but I have to get somebody to help me refold it because it has that compressed cotton. It's thin, It's lightweight, but it's warm. F.R. Humphrey, Felicia, thank you for coming. And welcome, welcome, welcome. If I missed anybody, I apologize. Chalk it up to my eyes and not to my heart. Then, what I want to show you, what I should have been doing today instead of shopping with my friend, is I made the binding for a quilt. When I had my medical assessment last year, I was supposed to have a quilt. I was working on an Underground Railroad quilt, a custom one that I made up a story for. I was supposed to finish it in February. It's not finished. It was sitting in there. I like composing quilts. I like getting fabrics together and seeing what they look like. After it's this part, I could care less. I could care less about them. But I got to get them finished because this one was supposed to be for Black History Month. And I did two Underground Railroad quilts, one that I can exhibit and one which will probably, I might donate it to the National Black History Museum in Washington, D.C., if they will have it, but not this one, a different one. This one is made in all batiks. So I mitered the corners when I sew this together. It's ready. I will maybe have it ready for Saturday, but oh, something fell. Just a cough drop paper. Yeah, okay, so this is the back of this quilt. And this quilt actually took me about a year to make. A year to make. And the story of this one is Ellen's original Underground Railroad quilt codes. This is not a real code, it's one that I made up. And the names of the blocks mean different things in supposedly in history. This is a story I made up. I printed it. I printed this. I printed this on my regular printer on printable fabric. And then I took a tea bag and I dabbed it to make it look old. So, what the story is as follows. And I'll hang it up so that you guys can see it at another time. The monkey wrench. Then there's the story. This block is called the monkey wrench. Then there's the story block. I just read the story. Turns the wagon wheel. This block is a batik wagon wheel. On a bear's paw trail. So there is a block that is a bear's trail. This green one. That's a bear's trail. And to the crossroads. So I'm getting the story all mixed up. But anyway, I'll read the story. On a bear's trail to the crossroads, dig a log cabin, and there's a log cabin block. Shoe fly, that's another one down there. Told them to dress up in bow ties, these fancy bow ties with gold fabric. Follow the flying geese. And there are flying geese over here. I'll show you in a minute. I actually did Dutchman, Flying Dutchman. Follow the North Star through Ohio. Take a boat across Lake Erie to Canada. So I'll show you guys the blocks one by one. And these are all these fancy batiks. So that's row one. And then I put a border on the back. So that was row one. This is row two. You see, it looks like pinwheels, but if you look close, you can see these are bow ties. Go in different ways. The bear's paw. Whew. This is the shoe fly block. A railroad. I didn't have enough of the same fabric, so I just mixed and matched them. And these are the flying geese. This is a snail's trail. Sorry if I didn't see anyone. I'll look in a minute. This is an Ohio star instead of a North Star. I made my quilt the way I wanted to make my quilt. And there is a sailboat to Canada. So, whew, what do you guys think about that? So, that's my real quilting. Wrestling with this quilt has me sweating. So, did you guys like that? I was just looking to get some images printed on fabric that you want to do for your family. You need to design the graphic. Okay, Dolores, there is fabric that you can buy at Joann's or any of the box store, and it fits right into your printer, your regular printer, but you put it the cloth side down. The cloth side down. Do you want me to show you guys what it looks like? I have some in the corner and you print it, but here's the thing, you have to heat set it. You have to put some butcher block paper on it and you can use a regular iron. You don't iron it, you press it. You press it. You press it. You press it. You don't have to have a Cricut, although you do have one, Dolores, and I know you do, or any of the other fancy things, embroidery machines. You can just copy and paste. You can draw it. You can take your iPad or your tablet and use one of the graphic things and the pen. That's why I actually got an iPad, even though I don't really use it that much. I got these different things at the same time, and I never learned how to use them all. That's why I'm hesitant to go to the next streaming thing because I still have to process the stuff that I had. And I thank you, God, for giving me these gifts, and I want to deserve them and use them. Thanks for sharing these wonderful tips. You're welcome, Sissy. Greenland Quilter, Katie, thank you for coming. And welcome, welcome, welcome. You're going to go buy that because you're going to pay a company, so that saves you money. No, you just print it out. Hold on, you guys. You can watch what's in the background, and I will get some of it. Here I go. Well, at least it was a quilt something. So it's called inkjet art paper. And this is what you use when you have those coupons, 40% off, 60% off, FR Humphrey. Here it is right here. Here it is right here. And you put it in the printer. Now, you can also make your own. You can take some unbleached muslin and iron some freezer paper on the back. Why freezer paper? Freezer paper is different than parchment paper, or they call it butcher paper. Butcher paper just has like a little seal. The freezer paper actually has like a little wax on it and it will stick to it. And then you can iron freezer paper on any paper that you want and it will stick. You cut it 8.5 by 11. 8.5 by 11, and it will feed in your printer. Make sure that you cut it straight so it doesn't get caught up in your printer. Or don't be cheap. You can buy this. But if you feel, oh, and when you print it through, if you have a color printer, you can print in color. You can print in color as well. So, do any of you have any questions? Questions about printing or whatever? You can print your labels for your quilts or the things that you make, but I don't recommend that. I recommend that you handwrite it with something like laundry marker or something so that it won't wash out. Because if you're going to be washing your quilts, these are show quilts. These are never going to get washed. These are just for display. So here is the inkjet paper. And I bought some, couldn't find it, forgot where I put it, then bought some more. bought some more. People are saying hello to Katie, Greenland Katie, and thank you for coming. Katie, I actually have blocks 11 and 12. 11 and 12. So did I show you guys of my little strip quilts that I'm making, the blocks? I think I did. It's on the last one. If not, I'll bring it up on Saturday. So let's talk about Saturday when I go live. We are going to do something different. I will probably, I will try to have the binding sewn to the front of this quilt. Why the front? Because I'm going to flip it over and sew it on the back and sew with all those tiny little stitches that you saw. So Saturday, 6 p.m. live Eastern time, we are going to paint. Haven't painted for a long time, and we're going to do something simple. This is something that I started like 8 years ago at home. My mother has a dining room table, mother, that will sit like 10 people, and it has like 3 seats on each side, and then the head of the table can have 2 seats, but we only put one. And we cover the tablecloth and put a tarp up there, and we take all the canvases or the paint boards, whatever you want to use, and we take paints out with the kids, and we would just have paint parties. Auntie Joanne would be there. She used to film them. I have to find, not film them, photograph them. I have to find some of those family videos. And we all sit around painting and creating as a family. And so I don't like to paint on a white canvas. You can find canvases that are already primed. So to prime this one of my great granddaughters and I started this one. And of course it says love you. And there's a little heart up here and a U. And she traced the letters out, and we never got around to it. 755 media. Just in time. We're talking about painting. So I will get my acrylic brushes out. Why did I say that? Because because I use oil paints. I don't use my oil paint brushes on acrylic paints and vice versa. So I keep them separate. So I'm going to, on Saturday, paint around the side. Simone likes purple. Yes, we're painting. FR Humphrey. Oh, you can't come up live. I'm on this one. Well, maybe I'll be on Restream by then. Who knows? One never knows. Do one. Do one. And but I want to do a challenge with FR Humphrey, whoever else wants to come up, because there is a show, a channel called Michelle the Painter, and you go live, everybody can pull her up, and she has a video out on painting something. Yes, a paint party. You can paint whatever you want. You can paint whatever you want. That is how FR Humphrey and I met years and years and years ago, before I even thought about a channel. And we were painting. And so I'm going to paint this. I know the background where it's now tan or wherever is going to be purple. And I will paint the sides in case this is our first apartment. She's not going to have money for all these frames and whatnot. So I will finish it on behalf of you. Rewound and saw my quilts. They look great. Thank you, Donzel Cooper. So Saturday we're having a paint party. So get some canvas out. And if anybody tells me they're coming up now, I will go on Restream and sign up for it. But other than that, I'm not going to do it. Put a 1 in the chat if somebody wants to paint with me on Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern. Just something fun. You can paint a rock. Okay, 755 media. You're going to make me go into the budget, spend my little $15 or whatever Restream. Or maybe I can get the free version for the first time to test it, and just something simple, something fun, something we can do in within an hour or two. Oh, guess what? I'm not going to pull it out. My 6 foot standing easel, now that I have somebody to help me. I had somebody clean out my studio room, but I have several sit down easels as well. So I will be sitting down painting on this, and it will be a housewarming gift. I have something else for my great granddaughter, and her grandmother, which is my daughter, said, "Is that for a Christmas present?" No, I bought her some pink pots and pans, baby. She already knows. She already knows, with the pink stirrers and stuff, because she needs it now. And she has her own little baking business where she bakes strawberries. She's on IG, and she cooks. She makes the most beautiful arrangements. I don't cook for the family anymore. All the youngins, as my grandmother would say. We are painting Saturday. So let's paint. David, the cropper. You can come up there and paint. Oh, and by the way, 755 Media, that watermelon that you painted, I wanted to bite that canvas. That looks so real. If you guys are not familiar with 755 Media, she paints, she has programs for children. Matter of fact, before we leave, you guys, don't forget to push exclamation mark GQUAT. And if I go to Restream by Saturday, I still have all the graphics saved. Well, I can pull them up. Watermelon bite the art. Yes, you can put a teeth in there. So type GQuat to connect. And those of you who don't know the other channels, go by and visit. Go by and visit. Go by and visit. And I will give everybody a chance, because it will take 60 seconds between each one for you to post them. And I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm not saying ego amote to hang up yet. I want each of you to have a chance. Get your paints out. You can have the paste paints like 755 Media and I use. You can have the squirt paints. You can paint on a rock. You can paint on a rock. I actually picked up a rock this week for my new aide. When she comes in, she doesn't paint or do arts and crafts, but she will be. She will be. And her rock is already washed and dried. So just have fun and paint. Get some paint on something. Get some newspaper, get a drop cloth, get a tarp, whatever you have, and let's have fun. So I just want to say Miss Shirley OG goes live tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. Odom goes live at 9 p.m. Eastern. So check them out as well. And now it's time to say goodbye. I'm going to send you the link. I'm going to send you the link, 755 Media. And we're going to have some fun. And I will be able to drop a link in the chat for anybody else to come up. I didn't see, or did Felicia put her one in there? But we're going to paint, and we're going to paint more often. Do I see my hair sticking up in the middle? I used to have a cowlick. My hair does what it wants to. You're excited. Let's have fun. So everybody, thank you. And now it's time to say goodbye to all our lovely friends and American Sign Language. This is an I. This is an L. This is a U. I love you. And now let me figure out how to close it. See you. Thank you for coming.